she's already a legend.
Monomoy Girl and Florent Giroux have won the distaff.
Can Monomoy Girl add another Grade 1 to her Hall of Fame record? Or can a special filly with her own sparkling resume jump up and take down the queen?
It's Swiss Skydiver strolling through the stretch under Robbie Alvarado.
The Grade 1 Apple Blossom, Saturday on TVG.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome into the TVG studios here in Los Angeles, California. I'm Ken Rudolph, and you're right on time for a social media soiree as we get you set for an outstanding weekend of live racing. And Saturday is going to be absolutely incredible, from Oaklawn Park to Keeneland Racecourse and even to Southern California and Santa Anita, because the Saturday storylines are set. The $1 million Grade 1 Apple Blossom Handicap featuring two champions, Monomoy Girl and Swiss Skydiver. Then also at Oaklawn Park, it's the $1 million Grade 2 Oaklawn Handicap as Silver State goes for his 5th consecutive victory. Speaking of going for 5, how about we move on over to Keeneland Racecourse in the Grade 2 Elkhorn Stakes as trainer Mike Maker seeks his record 5th victory in that Grade 2 event. And then we wrap it up by bringing it back to Southern California because we're going down, down, baby. Your street in a Range Rover. Got to find out if Country Grammar's ready to let it go and win the Grade 2 Californian Stakes at Santa Anita. Now you know where we're going. So how about we get it started? Let's go check in with our crew as we're ready to get going this weekend. Joaquin Jaime is at Oaklawn Park in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Christina Blacker hanging out at Keeneland Racecourse in Lexington, Kentucky. We check in with Joaquin first because, ooh, we got a battle of some queens coming up.
Hey, Ken, good afternoon. Great to be with you here on site from Oaklawn Park in Hot Springs, Arkansas. We're going to be closing out the Racing Festival of the South. There's been about $5 million in stakes purses alone that have been given away here at Oaklawn Park over the past few weeks, and $2 million of that is going to be given away right here on Saturday. That is the $1 million Apple Blossom in addition to the $1 million Oaklawn Handicap. But no doubt the race that is going to headline the entire weekend and one that you do not want to miss is going to be the Grade 1 $1 million Apple Blossom right here at Oaklawn Park. Two champions go head-to-head once again. Monomoy Girl, a 2-time Eclipse Award winner, in addition to a 2-time Breeders' Cup winner, will run against Swiss Skydiver, your champion 3-year-old filly from last year, who also defeated the boys in the Preakness Stakes. That is going to be race number 11 here on Saturday. Post time is going to be just after 6 o'clock Central Time. So for more on what is happening at Keeneland Racecourse this weekend, we now send you to Christina Blacker.
Joaquin, I cannot wait for that matchup at Oaklawn. Back here at Keeneland, 10-race program for our Saturday afternoon. A great day of racing. We've kind of passed the midway point of the meet here, the short boutique meet here at Keeneland. And our feature for Saturday is much different than what you have. We have the Colts and Geldings. They're on the turf course, and they're going 1.5 miles in the Grade 2 Elkhorn. It's a real niche division, especially here in the States. You don't see as many marathon turfers as you might see over in Europe, but it's going to be a great lineup. I think there's some prices actually in the Elkhorn field that have a look in there. Say the Word at 7-2 with Luis Saez. He's our meet's leading rider so far. He has been making all the right moves, so looking forward to seeing what he can do. And then some others that might take a bit of money. Monarch's Glen is 12-1 if you're looking for a price, but of course Tide of the Sea and then Red Knight will be some of the headliners for the Grade 2 Elkhorn, race 9 of 10 on the Saturday card here from Keeneland. Joaquin?
And Christina, jumping back into the Grade 1 Apple Blossom coming up this weekend here on Saturday. It's going to be race number 11, and of course it is headlined by the two champions that we have told you about. The 2-time Eclipse Award Monomoy Girl has drawn post position number 6 and a field of 6, and she's gotten very lucky at the post draw in quite a few of her recent races. This is going to be the 5th consecutive time that she draws the outside slot, the Ruffian, the La Troyenne, the Breeders' Cup Distaff, the Bayacoa, and then Saturday's Apple Blossom. She's all been in the outside post, and that has been something that we have found out that is her best running style, sitting from just off the pace, 2 or 3 lengths off it, 2 or 3 wide going into the first turn, and this is the trip that she worked out in the Breeders' Cup Distaff. Once again, post 10, in a field of 10, she was sent off as your even money favorite. She moved into contention going into the far turn, and she ran right by the competition, and she's going to hold on to win here by just under 2 lengths to win her 2nd Breeders' Cup Distaff. Of course, the first was coming back in 2018. She was gone for over 18 months when she returned to the races of May of last year. But she's also a perfect 1-for-1 in her 6-year-old season. She came back for a 6-year-old season. She was sold immediately after the Breeders' Cup Distaff to Spendthrift Farm for $9.5 million. She is a perfect 1-for-1 here at Oaklawn Park. She won her local debut here in the Grade 3 Bayakoa, and she is looking for 2 in a row in her 6-year-old season. Now let's go to the main challenger, your Preakness winner from a year ago, and that is Swiss Skydiver for trainer Ken McPeak and owner Peter Callahan. She's 7 for 13 lifetime. She's earned over $2 million, and she really traveled all over the country last year. She won at multiple racetracks, and she's really just a throwback to some of the great fillies that we have seen going back to, say, the 80s and the 90s. You just don't campaign horses like this anymore in this day and age. This was a really nice return to the races for Swiss Skydiver. She won by 3 lengths and is looking for back-to-back Grade 1 wins. And as we mentioned, this is going to be the second time in which Swiss Skydiver and Monomoy Girl are going to be running against one another. But trainer Ken McPeak reminded everybody in the media just a few days ago that she had a legit excuse when she competed against her the very first time in the Breeders' Cup Distaff. Go back and watch the replay. She stumbled pretty badly, and she got off very awkwardly that day. She tried to get into contention midway on the far turn, down on the inside, and make a run of it. But a few days later, Ken McPeak tweeted out a photo of Swiss Skydiver, who had a pretty severe injury to her right front hoof coming out of the starting gate that day in the Breeders' Cup. So looking forward to this matchup once again. The horse that they're going to have to catch, that is going to be Latruska for trainer Fausto Gutierrez. Since she's taken the blinkers off, she's won 2 of her last 3 starts. She also competed here in the Grade 2 Azeri in her most recent start, and she is going to get Irad Ortiz for the very first time. So that is a look at what is coming up here on Saturday in the Grade 1 Apple Blossom. But what I'm really looking forward to is going to be the lead up to this race, because this Saturday, beginning at 4:15 Central Time, you can follow Monomoy Girl from her barn all the way to the starting gate in the lead up to the Apple Blossom. And this is something that is going to be exclusive on the Watch TVG app. We'll be showing you what is going to be happening on TVG. But if you just want to have a dedicated camera and follow Monomoy Girl for about 2 hours from her barn area to the starting gate, then you want to download the Watch TVG app for exclusive coverage. You can download that on any one of your favorite connected devices. And Kaiten Bradar is pretty much going to be Monomoy Girl's shadow. She's going to be back in the barn and giving you full reports and up-to-date coverage as Monomoy Girl makes her way from the stable area out here to the racetrack for the Apple Blossom. That's the second Grade 1 of the day. The first graded stakes of the day is going to be race number 9, and that is going to be the Oaklawn Handicap for 4-year-olds and up, going 9 furlongs on the main track. And your morning line favorite is a horse coming in from Southern California, and that is Express Train for trainer John Sheriffs. He turns back in distance from the 1.25 mile Grade 1 big cap in his most recent start. But the horse that is super sharp right now is down on the inside, and that is Silver State. One of the couple in here for Steve Asmussen. And Silver State, look, he's had 9 lifetime starts, but he showed he could play a little bit very early on in his career. He dead heated in his maiden win by 9. He knocked around at some graded stakes company on the road to the Derby for a little bit, and then he was gone for 7 months. But since he's returned, he's won 4 straight, and he's going for 5 in a row. This day in the backtrack we're showing you in the Essex, he defeats Rated R Superstar, who was also back in the Oaklawn Handicap. He relaxed this day. He was wide on the far turn. He got challenged at the top of the stretch, and just look how game he is right there, winning by a neck. He's been in some stretch battles in his last 2, winning by a nose, winning by a neck in the Essex Stakes, and now he's going to look for 5 in a row in the Oaklawn Handicap. All right, back to Express Train, just to his outside, a son of Union Rags. And both Silver State and Express Train come out of the same sale. Both Keeneland September graduates in 2018, one for $450 and Express Train for $500,000. Here's his most recent start in the Santa Anita Handicap. He was able to stalk the pace. He was 3 wide going into the first turn. Juan Hernandez got him in, moving up on the far turn. He opened up a bit at the top of the stretch, and he looked home free with about 100 yards to go. And here comes Joel Rosario and Idol from off the pace to tag him in the final few strides to just miss by a half length. Express Train is installed as your 5-2 morning line favorite coming up in the Grade 2 Oaklawn Handicap on Saturday. So two $1 million races coming up this weekend here. So we close out the Racing Festival of the South. It's going to be race number 9 and race number 11. So if you're not a TVG account holder, sign up right now. And that all begins by downloading the TVG app. Once you download that TVG app, make sure you enter the promo code BESTBET, and you can get up to a $250 bonus and be wagering legally on all these great races that we're going to be showing you this weekend right here on TVG. So that is what's coming up here from Oaklawn Park. But how about a free contest for our TVG account holders? It is carried over multiple weeks. So now our Jackpot Super 8 is up to $200,000. This is a free contest to play. You can find the races and all the details when you head to the website at tvg.com. So that is a full headline, Christina, of what we have come up here in Hot Springs as we send it back to you out there at Keeneland.
Joaquin, I cannot wait for it. And that Monomoy Girl cam, we are just taking you kind of behind the curtain there at the barn. This is access that pretty much nobody's been able to have this year with different COVID protocols, track to track. Some of the jockeys aren't even allowed on the backstretch, and we're going to spend 2 hours with Monomoy Girl, one of the biggest stars in racing. I know all of those my racehorse fans and shareholders will absolutely be glued to the TVG app. Over here at Keeneland, as I mentioned, 10-race card. The Elkhorn is our feature Grade 2 event. There are a couple races in this division that you'll see here in Kentucky at Keeneland. The Sycamore would be sort of the complement to this race back in the fall meet. For the spring, we have the Grade 2 Elkhorn. And Red Knight to the outside of this 10-horse field, he was the winner of the Sycamore back in 2020, October the 15th. Let's take a look at how he did it, rallying from off the pace under Jimmy Graham.
Red Knight comes forward to challenge Postulation. North Dakota third. Ziad is in fourth. Red Knight has the lead. Ziad running on from the outside of Postulation. That move on the far turn by James Graham got the job done for Red Knight to win the Sycamore.
After that mile-and-a-half journey, it was the final turn where Jimmy Graham making all the right moves. He's had a big week here at Keeneland as well, multiple win days, and looking to carry that momentum into the Saturday feature for the Hall of Famer Bill Mott. And Red Knight, he just knows how to win races. 8 for 22 lifetime in the money in 8 others as well. Farther to the inside, Tide of the Sea, the 6. He's 4-1 on the morning line. Gerardo Corrales will ride for Mike Maker. This is a division that Mike Maker loves. These marathon types, he's had so many claimers that have gone on to success at the mile-and-a-half and beyond. Here's a look at Tide of the Sea and his gate to wire score in the McKnight.
Tide of the Sea has something in the tank. He's digging in. Temple is right alongside, but Tide of the Sea has turned him away. Tide of the Sea went 1.5 miles all the way. Temple was second, Doswell third, Sadler's Joy given too much to do. He closed ground to be fourth.
A little more lightly raced is Tide of the Sea, 4 for 11 lifetime, and he is definitely picking his spots as of late, so looking forward to him. He's probably going to be on the lead as well. Looks like the pace of the Elkhorn coming up in race number 9. I'd encourage you to take a look at Say the Word as well for Phil D'Amato. He has a wicked turn of foot, and it's hard to produce a turn of foot like that after a 1.5 mile journey. So I love a horse that is so multi-dimensional like that. He breaks from post 2, and as I mentioned, the meet's leading rider, Luis Saez, will be aboard. Ken, all eyes all across the country. I know, as you love to say, we may all be counting down to big days, but there are so many big days along the way. It feels like every weekend we have a Super Saturday here in horse racing.
Absolutely, and this Saturday there'll be some really outstanding moments that we'll want to treasure and we'll want to cherish. But you also have great opportunity coming your way to take advantage of the bonuses that we offer for folks coming up this weekend. The Trifecta Bonus Builder. It's a 20% bonus this week. You can opt in at tvg.com or on the TVG mobile app and take advantage of that bonus builder with the Trifecta at Keeneland Racecourse this weekend. And don't forget, this weekend will be a rare chance to see exactly what an elite athlete does before another challenge. Monomoy Girl has only been defeated twice, and one of those was by the stewards. She is tough to beat, but we're going to watch exactly what she does, getting ready for another start to take on a champion in Swiss Skydiver. It's a very unique and exclusive preview and an aspect that you don't often see, and you can do it right there on the Watch TVG app. It's all coming up with an outstanding day of racing on Saturday Rock with us every single weekend at TVG.
TVG Monday and Tuesday. Watch and wager on hard driving action from Will Rogers Downs. Thoroughbred excitement with expert selections. Play Will Rogers Downs on TVG. Monday and Tuesday. First post 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific.